Prakash. I'm the founder of Network Capital. Thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure.
It's a peer-to-peer career guidance and mentoring platform, and we're here to talk to you about the role of mentors in your life. So, could you walk us through some of the mentors
Very
and the
honestly,
people that have inspired you?
I think we have a habit of looking for heroes outside the realm of our influence. And I often tell people that you might find heroes closer to home. In fact, close enough that you actually sometimes miss them. If somebody is to be anointed as my mentor, my maternal grandfather, who is extremely confident about the fact that I will make something of myself, though everybody else around me thought that I'm too much of an introvert to be outgoing enough to pursue a career. So initially, if somebody is to be given that role of mentor per se, that would be my Nanaji. He gave me the confidence that anything that I can imagine myself to be is something that I will be. And as a young child, when an adult instills that confidence in you, when they talk to you as an equal, not as somebody that they have to talk down to, that makes a huge difference. So my days used to begin with reading the newspapers with him. He would tell me कि आप पूरा पढ़िए अखबार and then tell me which news do you think is important and prioritize the news accordingly. I didn't realize, I realize it now that I'm a parent, that he was helping me fine-tune my abilities and sensibilities and my worldview by even engaging me on the front page of a newspaper. He would ask me to, during a holiday, write essays about imagine you are a fan or imagine you're a stan.
Really?
And then I would, kind of, my creative writing abilities I got instilled because of it. Then one day he would say that, okay, once I got comfortable with discussing the newspaper with him, he would say, this is the news, read it out loud. And then he would correct my pronunciation.
Wow.
So people presume that, when you talk about developing a personality, you need to take these special measures, but it can be done in everyday life. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons I learned from him. So my sense of confidence comes from him.
Wow. And then you've also mentioned your mother obliquely in...
My mother, because my grandfather passed away when I was around 14, and I was the first girl in my family to work. Normally girls would be engaged to be married by the time they were 16, 17. Never had anybody left home to pursue a career, and I was the first one. And my mother was very supportive because my father was of the opinion that I could not even step out of my gully, let alone my city. And my mother said that, the best we have done is we have given her a little education, we have given her a worldview, a perspective, we have enabled her to fight out or stand up on her own feet. The rest let her do what she feels best. So I think that faith that somebody let me walk into an unknown destiny, I cherish the most now because I'm a mother myself, and I don't think I'll have the strength that my mother had to let a child go so easy.
Now, Network Capital has about 9,200 people from 90 countries, 89 to be precise, and about 30% of them are career changers who've changed from career X to career Y.
I've changed many.
And
I'm
you've
like
changed,
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H.
and you've changed careers yourself.
Yes.
But one thing I've seen is that you bring some of the best practices and learnings from career A to career B. And how has the transition been? What advice do you have for people looking for career changes?
I think that my career change has not happened like a strategic move from one area to another area. It has always been led by my desire to explore something new. It has always been led by my desire to do something better than that I've done last. Once a human being reaches a particular peak of success, most of us tend to in some way or the other taper out,
Right.
or stagnate. Many of us then go on to wallowing in either self-pity or wallowing in past glories, which for me was not an exciting place to be. And all my careers, the changes happened when I was at the peak.
Yeah.
It never happened when I saw a slump. And I think that when that change happens at the peak of your career, you're very conscious of leaving success behind.
Yeah.
It's easier to leave behind failure. It's very, very difficult to leave behind success. So when you're sacrificing your success and walking, to the unknown, there is a huge sense of urgency to ensure that this exploration of yours, this adventure of yours, does not backfire.
Right.
But I think what happens is that you take so many life lessons and experiences with you that they stand you in good stead.
Yeah.
And I also feel that, it's very, how do I say this, divine providence. I was just reading about networking.
Yeah.
The idea is never to think that you know enough. The idea is to keep reading and exploring new ideas. And I met you. I was reading about networks, and if you study organizational behavior, you know that that is a very essential part now of even how management students are kind of educated about how to progress in life. Most of us presume that a network is a group of people very close to us or in a similar circle. We tend to kind of forget people that we have met along through our journey, and people who we've left behind also in a journey. Presume that because we've moved ahead, we might not find them good enough to stay in touch with.
Yeah.
So, not as a strategy in terms of networking, but just as a people's person, I think it's very essential to keep everybody who's been a part of your journey with you right till the end.
Absolutely.
So I think when you're changing gears, there are 2-3 things that you do. One, you take your own life experiences ahead with you. But at the same time, because you have gone through so many experiences, those that you have known along the journey can also be enriched by your own experience. So that you can also, if there is somebody who is in two minds, whether to take a decision to do a career change, you are perfectly poised to be that sounding board for them. Because you realize that all a human being needs is not somebody to point to a particular direction, but just somebody who can listen.
Yeah.
Listen without any preconditions, listen without any bias.
Absolutely. And it's interesting that you brought about organizational behavior. There's a great book called Give and Take. And one of the things that we're trying to do here is to create a community of givers. Research shows that the most successful people in the world are often givers.
Yes.
And what you mentioned about taking the people along with you towards the journey is amazing. Now, you've often been a champion, and you yourself are one of the youngest politicians in the frame. What can we do as a country to inculcate younger blood into the political workforce?
I think firstly we have this misconception that leadership is only about politics. I think every sphere of your nation's life, be it economy, be it agriculture, be it skills, be it business, or be it entertainment or media or politics, needs leadership. So do you restrict yourself from leadership roles only because you think that it has to have a political office attached to it? Can you be a leader, let's say, in your own organization, do better? Can you help people team up together, meet a particular standard, and function so well as a team that you can reorganize and come back and do something new with the same set of people?
Right.
So there are many issues on which we can show our leadership skills. There are many people who have a natural aptitude towards leadership. That leadership might not only be restricted to politics. It can mean you're a leader, let's say, in business, but you can also be a leader, let's say, in social establishments,
Right.
in voluntary organizations. So you need to pick what kind of leader you want to be.
Yeah.
The other issue is that when I say that you need to pick what kind of leader you want to be, is do you want to lead so that you can leave your own legacy, or do you want to lead because you want to create new leaders? So what excites you? That is also a decision that you need to individually take. So I've had the fortune of creating my own legacy. Now for me, what is exciting is to create new leaders.
Yeah.
So I've had both parts.
Yeah.
I've been lucky, and I genuinely think it's luck, because opportunity doesn't come to one person in so many different versions. It has come to me. But people might have limited opportunity in which they can, convert their experiences into success. But then there will come a time in your life where you have to decide, why do you want to lead? To leave a legacy, or to create new leaders, or to just help people. So when you take that decision, and that's a singular decision, it cannot come by reading a book, it cannot come by following an instruction. That is a personal choice you make. And once you've made your peace with that personal choice, I think the sky is the limit.
It's a great point, ma'am. Just last two questions. First is that you've, again, on career change, education, textiles, you had some very successful media career as well. Well, now that your new role, what are some of the new things that you've done and you're passionately pursuing? And how do you keep continually learning? Because I think when you shift careers, you have to be on the top of your game
I
all
think
through.
there has to be an open mind about who you want to learn from. There are people who presume that you will only learn from experts, but everybody can be a teacher. It's just that you have to be ready to listen, you have to be ready to absorb. So if you get good at your work at a very short interval, it is only possible if you're willing to learn from everybody. So let's say I've come into a new department and I will find the person who's been working the longest in this department and try and learn from them what their perspective of the history of this department is. But I've also met people who have served here before and either retired or working somewhere else in government of India, learn from their experiences. Apart from reading files from like page 1 to page end, I would also do field visits and get an experience firsthand. I think that an amalgamation of all these elements then enrich you and give you that, that ability to carry forward in a new field altogether. And there also has to be an acceptance that I'm here as a clean slate, I don't know anything, but I will learn. And I think once you make that declaration, more and more people are happy to help so that you can learn on the job. So if I had walked into Textiles saying, I know everything about governance, I wouldn't have done so well as Touchwood I have managed to contribute, because when I walked in I said, I'm here to learn. Can someone teach me? Everybody wanted to teach.
That's amazing. The new buzzword I heard, you need to be a learn-it-all, not a know-it-all.
Yes, I think that if you anoint yourself even with that learn it all, you cannot put yourself in any one box definition of any one silo.
Right.
There have to be times in your career where you cannot be a learner. You have to lead.
Absolutely.
And it has a psychological impact on the group of people that you're leading. That will you wither away and sit in the sideline and still claim that you're learning and still discovering? Or do you now have the aptitude to lead because you've learned much along the way? So you have to, it's such a nuanced, I think leadership is such a nuanced thing that given the situation, you have to kind of, camouflage when you want to learn and when you want to lead.
Absolutely. Last question. If you were to give yourself an advice as an 18-year-old, like if you were to look back and give yourself some advice, what would it be?
Nothing. I think you are a sum total of your experiences. So if you change even one experience, possibly the end result won't be the same.
So you wouldn't change the thing, you'd rather let experiences
I think that when I look back, now like I said, I'm a parent of children. I think it was very brave of my parents to kind of let me live my dreams. There was no guarantee of success. I was not predestined or I was not predisposed to success or to even venturing into a field. It was literally an unknown, entity for me, be it media or politics. The very fact that they were brave, it's because of their braveness that I'm here today. So I cannot claim that it was all me and I should go back. Because if I advise the 18-year-old me that listen to your parents, then I wouldn't be seated here today. But if I go back and even tell myself to be, how do I say this, less restless and less eager, then I wouldn't be here today. Because I had that self-sustaining drive that I wanted to learn something, that hunger pushed me and got me here today. So wouldn't advise myself anything, unless there was a network capital then.
Ma'am, your message will go out to 9,200 people across 89 countries. We really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.